Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So today I'll be sharing my 1 month without any social media whatsoever. So that's excluding my YouTube channel though and my blog, because I get to fulfill my creative passions through those. But if you haven't caught up with my no social media cleanse, then check out my first video that I originally did on it, and I share why I deleted it, and I shared the first few days, my experiences, my journal entries. But now I'm going to be sharing how it's been with 1 month without those apps. So this is no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, no Snapchat. So yeah, I basically just have YouTube, and that allows me to share videos with you. Everyone's different in what apps, how they make them feel, what apps they want, what apps they don't want. But anyway, so I did some reflecting on what it's like, not having social media for a month. I have got my notes just here that I'll be sharing with you today. So okay, it's been 1 month without social media. To sum it up, it has been life-changing, and I know I said that in the first video, but it just keeps getting better and better. And one of the first things I've noticed is the habit and the addiction we have, that we want to reach for our phone, checking our phones, checking social medias, our notifications. That habit of mine has slowly diminished over the month. So it's when a second you get some spare time, or you're doing something where you're not doing anything and you reach for your phone, it's in those moments. So I don't feel like I necessarily pick up my phone as much anymore, which makes me feel more in the present moment and more focused on the things I want to do, less distractions. So that's the first thing. It's amazing how much of just a habit it is. Our brains, they're wired, and we're like monkeys. We just teach ourselves to keep checking these phones, pick up our phones, check our apps, and really it's just a habit, so it's about breaking that habit. It's about slowly getting out of that habit through either going cold turkey or slowly deleting your apps and spending less time on it. Another thing I've noticed is, so when you initially want to delete your social media, the things you feel like you'll miss out on, what your friends and family are posting. To me, I thought I might miss out on a few things, but those things haven't really been important, and it's the important things that I get to cherish in real person with my friends and family. The moment with them that I spend with them feels more special to me, and it feels more significant, and I catch up on what they're doing in person, rather than every day being exposed to what everyone's doing. It's those moments with people I spend. You realize when you get off social media, you're not really missing out on much at all. So another thing is, which is really amazing, and I think it would help you a lot, I know a lot of you go through this, but social anxiety. My social anxiety is just diminished. I feel so much more confident in person, so much more confident in myself and what I'm doing. I'm a bit more carefree now when I'm with, I'm going to a friend's house, or, being with a group of people. Of course, at the moment, you can't see as many people because of the restrictions at the moment, which are still going on in Australia as well. I live in Victoria, but those moments I do spend with certain friends or families, sometimes I'd get those moments of social anxiety, and it's really gone. And so it's really amazing. I'd love to do more research on the link with having social media apps and how it affects your social anxiety, and it's taking that pressure off of feeling like you need to post something, you feel like you need to be acknowledged or liked, or I don't know, whatever reason why someone wants to update or post something. Those moments with myself, I just get to cherish to myself more often. So it's honestly really amazing, and I'm so much more happier now, and it's one of the big reasons why I probably won't most likely not go back to these social media accounts, is because I feel so much confidence. Sometimes I do get bored now. I have all this free time, I have all this like spare moments to myself, and I do get bored, but I've learned to be more patient and how to use this time, you know, more effectively, and I get to use this time to focus on my mind, my emotions, my feelings, what I want to do, you know, anything I need to process. I've got less distractions around me, which, you know, allow me to just focus more. But you know, yeah, the downside is you'll get moments where you feel bored a lot. So you're with your group of friends out for dinner, you're waiting for your food, you know, those moments where you just go onto social media to distract yourself. Well, I'm learning how to use my time now and how to enjoy that free time as well. So yeah, it's one of the downsides, you know, you got to get used to having all this spare time to yourself and getting used to the fact that yes, you'll be bored, you won't have as much things that you go to, but it's learning how you want to use that time now in the future. So another thing I've realized, you know, after a while you do get used to life without these social media accounts. It may feel weird at the beginning, you may feel like an alien, like because no one else really goes full turkey and deletes their accounts. You know, your friends or family, they all may have social media, and you do get used to it, and you've learned to like fall in love with life without social media, being more present. There's this unexplainable feeling of joy. I feel so much more peaceful, more calm, more serene, and I've really noticed the little things in life now, little moments. I like notice things out in nature more, the growth of the trees and the plants, and you know, the animals, the wildlife. Like I'm learning to fall in love with winter. Like before I really did not enjoy winter, but I'm like surrendering to it and enjoying it, and just enjoying this like present moment that I have now. And yeah, so you get used to that, like no social media. It does get normal, so just if you're going to do it, yeah, just remember that it gets easier and easier, and you get more used to not having these accounts and not, you know, worrying about that. You'll just want to check, you know, what's going on in social media. You learn to just not even think about wanting to check it, because you're getting used to now not having it, if that makes sense. So another thing is just, I want to point this out, that, you know, feelings and emotions that you've buried within, or you try to distract yourself with other things such as social media, they may start to arise and come up to the surface when you do not spend time on these social media accounts and you do have more time to yourself. Things are going to come up, and I explained this in my first video, that I made a few like important life decisions, and I reflected on life and how I wanted to live more intentionally, more minimal, and my spirituality has changed in a different way now, which I'll be sharing in my next vlog that is coming up. You just gotta like, you know, allow yourself to actually feel these emotions, let them arise, let yourself feel them, and then you learn to just accept them and surrender and figure out what you're going to do next, what clarity you've received now with this spare time. You might learn a few things about your life, how you've lived your life, how you want to live your life, because you now have all this time to think and go within. So it's truly an amazing thing, and it's life-changing not having these accounts. And you know, I know it may help some people have family members or friends that live far away from them, and I know some of you use social media more intentionally, but for someone like me, I just got too distracted with social media. I got too addicted. It was such a habit, spending all this time. So it probably just depends on, you know, your personality and your habits. And you know, some people have social media but they never check them, they never think about them. But for me, I'm just better off not having them, because yeah, it works for me, and it might work for some of you, it may not work for some of you. You may choose to keep a certain thing. So yeah, it's wonderful, it's amazing, and it feels so much longer than a month because life has actually slowed down for me. I've really simplified life, you know, being in the present moment. So 1 month no social media, it has been life changing. And I've just got some tips now for anyone who's going to delete their social media or have like a social media break or cleanse. Even if it's like a few days, one of my friends actually took like a day and a half without it, and she already felt amazing and like just really renewed and refreshed. So whether you want to do it like me or whether you just want to have a cleanse, here are some tips. So first of all, if you feel like giving up, remember why you want to do this. Remember the positives. Normally with this kind of thing, the positives will outweigh the negatives of you wanting to go back to your social media or like giving up your social media cleanse. Remember why you started and remember the positives. So another tip, our social media addictions, they are simply just a habit that we have got ourselves into, and the key is to break yourself out of the habit. So whether, you know, for you it could be putting your phone in the other room or deleting the actual app off your phone so you're not tempted to log back in, or for some people they might just benefit from just logging out of them and not deleting them at all. And yeah, it's finding your way out of this habit, breaking free of the habit, breaking free of your chains to, you know, life, social media, the digital world. So definitely, yeah, focus on the habit, breaking free of your addictions and what triggers you. It's about realizing your triggers as well and how you're going to use your time when you're not going to be spending it on social media. So another thing, you will have so much more time to yourself, and like I said earlier on, you're going to feel so bored. So definitely before you do it, make a list of like all the things you want to do, all like the projects or things around your house or whatever you want to go do you've been putting off. Make a list. Even it could be like some little goals you want to set for yourself, or projects or activities you want to do more often but you always feel like you never had time for it. Make a list, and while you're doing your cleanse or after deleting your social media apps for good, keep checking that list, keep adding to that list, and you'll realize, you know, you'll discover and reflect on how you want to use your time more wisely and more in a way intentional to you. My last tip is to just get used to having this free time. And you know, for me, I've put all this free time and energy into creative projects and passions of mine, which is filming, writing, and you know, all these other things that I love doing creatively, like even gardening or cooking. You learn you want to use your energy. A lot of us, we have creative passions. We don't use our creativity enough. So really use this extra time to focus on your creative passions and projects that you finally want to start, because when you get in that flow of creativity, it's simply amazing. And yeah, it's great. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you have any more questions about deleting a social media or anything else you want to know, even just share your story about whether you've deleted social media or how social media affects you. And I will see you in the next video, which will be a vlog, a nice long vlog, so I can show you what I've been up to in all these moments I have to myself. Okay, bye.